Hello and welcome to another gear review on this channel. So first of all, a little disclaimer, if I move a bit like a robot today, that's because today during my morning workout I tore a muscle in my neck, so that's why I sometimes move a little strange, so don't worry, it's fine. But yeah, to the topic of this video, remember a few weeks ago I reviewed this device here, the Bluetti AC60 Portable Power Station, which is a very compact weatherproof power station, which is great for shorter trips, and I plan to use it throughout the next year when I, for example, go into the Alps. But it also comes with something like UPS mode, which also makes it a device you could use to power your home setup. For this use case though, I had a little critique because this station here has a capacity of only 403 watt hours, which is fine for little camping trip, but if you want to power a home setup for a little longer periods, maybe even a day, then yeah, this capacity is a little bit low. Now first, just recently Bluetti announced a little upgraded version which is called the AC60P. This now has more than 500 watt hours, which I think is the sweet spot for a station of that size. They also came out with the AC70, which has I think 768 watts, and currently I think it's on sale. It just costs like $500 now or even less. So currently Bluetti has a sale, also the AC60 and everything is cheaper. I don't know how long, but yeah, I reviewed it a month ago. There was still 700. I think currently it's out for less than $600. But yeah, I already got the AC60 here. So the AC60P is not an option for me. AC70 also not really. But the good thing is all those power stations are extensible. So Bluetti also has some battery packs which you can use to upgrade the capacity of the stations you get. And the one I want to show you today is the Bluetti B80. So let's get it. So it's this device. It's again weatherproof, so IP65 rated, same as the AC60. It's in the form factor a little bit smaller and it weighs close to 10 kilos. And also I want to directly get this out of the way. Again, as with the AC60, I didn't buy this device, the B80. Bluetti sent it for me, or sent it to me for testing. But as usual, I expect an honest review here. Also, I have a little list here so I don't miss out on any features. So if I look here again, yeah, that's usually because I just check my little list. So first of all, what's in here? This is a battery which gives you 806 watt hours additional capacity. So if I combine both of them, I get more than 1200 watt hours. And I tested this to power my whole office setup. And yeah, I got more than 12 hours then. So that's nice, and that's basically perfect for my in-home use case. For example, if there's a power outage or something, I can power my office for a day. That's perfectly fine. So how do you combine the two? So if we turn this a bit, and yeah, this is now where I have to be careful. You see here the AC60 has two of those plugs here, and the B80 has one. It means AC60 can get extended by two of those B80 packs. And the B80 comes with this cable here, which you can use to connect the two. And then the AC60 will directly show up the added capacity. So that's the major use case for the B80, basically as an extension. But before I show you that, I also want to let you know a few other features. First of all, this battery you can also use as standalone because, as you can see here, it has a few plugs. So what we have here is the car cigarette lighter port with 12 volt, 10 amps. Then we have USB-C with 100 watts, same as we have here at the AC60. That's perfect. For example, for me, I can power my Dell XPS, and I actually tested it. So I even bought one of those little USB watt meters, and what I got out of it was nearly no loss. So I think I measured like 97, 98 98% efficiency, which is extremely good. So yeah, maybe this measurement is a bit too high, but anyway, that's what this told me. So the wattage flowing through this thing and the discharge I got here, yeah, a lot more than 90% efficiency, which is great. So the 800 watt hours of this, if I just bring this on a camping trip, and also here there's a USB-A 18 watt port, I can already charge a DC fridge, my laptop. Here I can charge some batteries. So this might already be sufficient if you just need to power DC devices. But as I said, you can combine the two. What you see here on this side, you also have an input which you can use for solar charging. It's rated up to 200 watts. So if you get, for example, a PV120 or PV200 from Bluetti, you can directly charge the battery through here. Another way to charge it is you can get an extra adapter. So you can't directly plug in some AC cable like with the AC60. You need an additional adapter if you want to do this. But as I said, typically you would use charging via the AC60 if you have both devices. And yeah, you can charge this also if you're on the road via the car. And let's just do this. I get the car charging cable from the AC60 and we'll just simulate, let's say the AC60 is our car in this use case. And let's turn both on. You also see currently here's a little set of lights showing me I'm currently down to 20% because I did some tests, so discharging it quite a bit. And the AC60 is currently at 55. So yeah, let's just use our AC60, the car lighter port, and you have to plug it in completely and charge here our B80. For this I have to activate DC output at the AC60, and then what we should see here, that the output starts going up on the AC60 and this begins to charge. And you see this here now, the lights go up and we begin to charge, and we're actually currently charging at 106 watts, which is close to the maximum you get from this port here. So this would be the use case driving around the car. You only have this with you, not the AC60, then you can just charge it while you're driving. That works fine, and as I said, could also use a solar charger. But that's not the main use case I wanted to show you. I now want to show you how you can plug the two together, and I also want to quickly have a look at my list here so I don't forget anything. Okay, one thing I nearly forgot to mention, this battery has a BMS, a battery management system included, which makes sure that you get a good lifetime out of this battery. So when you charge it and also when you use it, it basically monitors the heat of the battery and makes sure it doesn't overheat and adapts the currents accordingly. So you get a long lifetime out of this battery. But now let's plug the two together. So I'll now remove the car charging cable and now show you how you can combine the two. So this cable here, we snap it in down here. Then we also put it up here. And once it snaps in, you basically you don't have to turn it, but if you want to pull it out again, you have to turn the top here. So basically now it's really, plugged in. You can't just accidentally plug it out. And now let's turn it a bit so you see. If I now turn on the AC60, you saw, maybe you didn't see, but it went from 52% to 31%. So now it calculates the combined capacity of both of them. Also, if you use the Bluetti app, you will now also see this extension battery as an additional battery pack. Let me quickly show you. So first of all, here we see the Bluetti app, and if we scroll down at the bottom, there's this little accu pack or battery pack. So I have the German version, And there I can select between both. So I see both the AC60 internal one and the B80 one. And now if I click on one of them, for example, the one for the B80, I see it's now down to 90%. And yeah, the one for the AC60, let's also check this one separately, it's still at 55. So this way you get a good overview also about the B80. The B80 alone doesn't work with the app though. So it's battery first, compact, focusing on capacity, build and everything. And the AC60 is a real power station which has some added features, like for example, connectivity to the app, an inverter. And yeah, if I now power my office setup with this combined setup, so basically using the inverter in the AC60, I get the same efficiency I also measured when I just used the AC60 alone, which was around 77%. So this might sound a bit low first, but it's okay for the use I basically have here, because as I explained in the last video, the efficiency you get out of an inverter largely depends on the load you put on it. So the AC60 has a 600 watt inverter, which is compared to the load of my office setup, it's less than 100 watts, maybe around 60 or 70 watts, quite strong, and that's why the efficiency is usually a bit lower. So if I were to power devices around 200 watts or 300 watts, I would likely get a higher efficiency. And Bluetti has a little formula in the manual, you can check it out. It's basically quite accurate, so it tells you roughly what efficiency you can expect from those batteries and the power station for different loads. And it's also something you should always check before you buy a battery, to figure out, yeah, what capacity do you really need, what inverter size is appropriate for your use case. Because yeah, there are some differences. If you get a too big inverter, I already said this in the last video, and just power low energy devices, you get a very bad efficiency possibly. Okay, so now let's check what else do we have. Let's talk about the batteries. It's again lithium phosphate batteries, same as with the AC60. Those are high quality and will give you up to 3000 charge cycles, and you'll only lose like 20% in that time. So Bluetti says after 3000 charge cycles, if you use the battery appropriately, you'll still get 80% of the wattage of the capacity out of it, which is great and much more than you'd get from comparable lithium ion batteries. Also, Bluetti has again a 6-year warranty, same as for the AC60. So both devices 6-year warranty, which is great. And let me see. Yeah, I think we're through. There's just one little thing I want to show you. So I again have to turn this, and I'll also unplug it quickly, because then I can easier show you. So next to this input here, there's a little valve which you can turn. And if you close it completely, this is totally sealed. So there are no external fans. So it's basically water resistant, waterproof. So if there's a bit rain, shouldn't be a problem. But heat will build up in this battery possibly. And what you can do then, if it's not raining on this side, you can open the valve to let the heat, the hot air, basically flow out better. So if you use it indoors, you can keep this a bit more open. And yeah, if it's wet outside, you might want to close the valve. At least that's what I think this valve is for. Okay, so I think we're through here. I want to give you a final verdict. Let me try to turn it once more and not further hurt my neck. So final verdict, those two combined are great, but also separate, they're already great. First of all, the AC60, I think it's perfect for a shorter trip, for a shorter camping trip, where you want flexibility, where you want to charge DC devices, but also have the option to charge some AC device. Problem is, yeah, capacity is a bit low for the AC60 alone, so you should make it a very short camping trip. Well, if you need more, you combine the two. So if you also have the B80, you can bring both to triple the capacity. But it's also possible, if you know you just need to charge DC devices, fridge, laptop, cameras, and you can also just bring this one. So you have very much flexibility. by combining them. You can just have 400 watt hours, you can just have 800 watt hours, or you can combine the two for more than 1200 watt hours. And yeah, that's basically my setup here when I'm in the office and want to power my office. That's perfect, gives me more than a day, and yeah, that's all I need. Okay, so I'm at the end of the video. Hope you liked it, hope you found it interesting. Also, I will try to get my hands also on one of the portable solar panels Bluetti has, because I also want to see how efficient they are and how I can use them combined, because then this would be, I think, the perfect setup. Then you really have all the flexibility. If you can also charge it on the road, then yeah, that's really all you need and would be all I need. So let's see if I get one, then there will be another video. Yeah, but for now, also check here. I think the B80 is already currently on sale for 600 or 700. The AC60 is currently also on sale. So I think now is the time to have a look if you want to get a Bluetti. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.